Did you know that container gardening can transform even the tiniest of spaces into lush green havens? So whether you have a small balcony, a patio, or just a sunny windowsill, container gardening allows you to cultivate a vibrant and productive garden. Imagine harvesting fresh herbs, vegetables, and flowers right from your doorstep, all while adding a touch of nature to your urban environment. Hey family, welcome to Buffy's Flavorful Journey. I'm Buffy if you're new here. Are you a beginning gardener or just someone who wants to do a change in their gardening techniques? Have you considered container gardening? It's very versatile and it's very accessible. Just about anything can be used for containers. So come along in this video, I'll show you what I use for some container gardens and we'll learn together. Container gardening allows you to grow a wide variety of plants, from fresh herbs and vegetables to beautiful flowers, all within the confines of pots and containers. This method is not only space efficient, but also provides the flexibility to move your plants around to catch the best sunlight or protect them from harsh weather. Plus, it's a fantastic way to experiment with different plants and gardening techniques without the commitment of a full-sized garden. In this beginner's guide, we'll cover everything you need to know to get started, from selecting the right containers and soil to choosing the best plants for your space. Whether you're looking to grow your own fresh produce, add a splash of greenery to your urban living space, or simply enjoy the therapeutic benefits of gardening, container gardening has something to offer everyone. So let's get started on transforming your small spaces into lush green paradises. Now, let's not forget that starting a garden can be an exciting yet daunting task, especially for beginners. Many aspiring gardeners face several common challenges that can make the process seem overwhelming. One of the most significant obstacles is the lack of space. In urban environments or smaller homes, finding a dedicated area for a traditional garden can be nearly impossible. Balconies, patios, and windowsills may be the only available spaces, which can limit your gardening options. So if that's you and you need to do some vertical gardening, look at my two examples. First up, I call this my poor man's garden stalk. I got these from Sam's Club about 2 years ago. Right now, I have the upper levels filled with cascading petunias, and you can see how they're thriving. They've been in there, this is the end of May, and I think I put them in there about the middle of April, and they are thriving, and they're going to cascade and fall down all the way towards the ground. Well, they won't get to the ground, but they'll be heading that way. Especially, you can tell that already with the pink ones. And here are my pink and green garden stalks. I have them filled with petunias mostly, cascading kind. Those are my favorite petunias to use. There's also other flowers in there like marigolds and dianthus. But remember, containers come in all shapes and sizes, and I'll show you some others I use. Here's 3 of my Keter raised bed gardens. So that's like a rectangular shape. Bought some wheelbarrows there. There's one of them. I bought that from Home Depot, and I have more petunias in there. There's more of those wheelbarrows. They were buy one, get one during their spring sale. And going back to the Keters, I want to point out, you see the shelf on there? You can put gardening supplies or whatever you need to do that, on that level. And what I really like for us well-seasoned or vintage gardeners, you don't have to bend down this far if you're using those Keters. It's amazing. And I'll walk over, I'll show you where it comes up to me when I stand next to them. It's just below my waist. So I love these Keters. I love working on them and planting in them. Another challenge is the lack of knowledge. Gardening involves understanding various aspects such as soil types, watering needs, sunlight requirements, and plant care. For beginners, this can be a steep learning curve. Knowing where to start and what plants are best suited for your conditions can be confusing and discouraging. I suggest starting out by finding out which USDA hardiness zone you're located in, and you do that by visiting their website. I'll put the link up here in the video and also down in the video's description. And of course, do your research. And I suggest starting with watching YouTube videos like on my channel, and 4 channels that I've learned a lot from are Epic Gardening, Acre Homestead, Homestead Heart, and MI Gardener. Time constraints also play a significant role. Many people lead busy lives and worry that they won't have the time to tend to a garden properly. The idea of daily watering, weeding, and maintenance can seem like a significant commitment, leading some to abandon their gardening dreams before they even begin. But you can set up drip irrigation to handle your watering requirements, and weeding and maintenance can be lessened drastically by using some form of ground cover like mulch, which can be straw or hay or mulch, cardboard, or landscape fabric, just to name a few. And depending on which you use, mulch, straw, or hay, the chosen material can also help retain moisture around the plant to thus lessen the watering requirements. However, don't let any of these challenges deter you. Container gardening offers practical solutions to these common problems. With the right guidance and a bit of creativity, you can overcome the limitations of space, knowledge, and time, and enjoy the rewarding experience of growing your own plants. In this video, we'll show you how to make the most of your available space, provide essential tips for beginners, and share time-saving techniques to help you succeed in your container gardening journey. Now that we've discussed the common challenges beginners face, let's explore the exciting possibilities of container gardening. One of the best aspects of container gardening is the variety of plants you can grow. From fresh herbs like basil, mint, and rosemary, to vibrant vegetables such as tomatoes, peppers, and lettuce, the options are endless. You can also cultivate beautiful flowers like petunias, marigolds, and pansies, or even small fruit plants like strawberries and dwarf citrus trees. The key is to choose plants that suit your climate and the specific conditions of your space. For example, I bought some pansies earlier this year for the first time ever, but I did not realize that they are predominantly a spring blooming flower, so that by summer, well, they look a hot doggone mess. So from now on, I will stick with the petunias and marigolds in my garden, which is dominated with flowers more so than fruits or vegetables. Now let's talk about the different types of containers you can use. Containers come in various materials, shapes, and sizes, each with its own advantages. Terracotta pots are classic and breathable, but they can dry out quickly. Those are my terracotta plants. I got them at Home Depot, I think a year or two ago when they were like $5. The thing with those though, depending on where you live, I'm in zone 6A. If it gets really cold in the winter, you need to bring your terracottas planters into your garage. And I did that last year, and I'll do it again this year. Even though it didn't get that cold, I don't want to take the chance. You know the saying, better safe than sorry. Plastic pots are lightweight and retain moisture well, making them a practical choice for many gardeners. Fabric grow bags are another excellent option, as they provide good drainage and air circulation to the roots. You can also repurpose household items like buckets, baskets, and old wooden crates as creative and budget-friendly containers. And don't forget about old tires too. And on the YouTube channel Homestead Heart, that couple grows items such as potatoes out of cardboard boxes. Now behind those terracotta planters, there's some more circular planters that I got from my sister. They're plastic. But this big one that I have the potatoes growing in, that was from my mother, who has passed away, so that's a big sentimental value. Definitely gonna hold on to that. And in the front are a couple galvanized steel planters that I bought from Walmart. Here's some more circular planters that I got from my sister. And those little baby barrels, I bought them just a month or so ago from Lowe's. They were on clearance. They had pansies in them. The soil mix is crucial for the success of your container garden. Unlike traditional garden beds, containers require a well-draining and nutrient-rich soil mix. A good container mix typically includes a combination of potting soil, compost, and perlite or vermiculite to ensure proper drainage and aeration. Avoid using garden soil, as it can become compacted and hinder root growth. Many garden centers offer pre-made potting mixes specifically designed for container gardening, which can save you time and effort. And the old adage is true: you get what you pay for. I am a firm believer in Fox Farm and Happy Frog dirt. Fox Farm comes with worm castings, which is a great organic fertilizer, whereas Happy Frog does not. You should also research blood meal and bone meal. I use blood meal and worm castings with my soil whenever I transplant a plant that has leaves already. You know, something you started from seed or you bought from the big box store that's ready to be planted. But if I plant from seed, I use worm castings and bone meal with my dirt. Now remember which to use because the word leaves has an L in it, like blood meal. So if I'm planting something that has leaves already, I use blood meal. If not, it's bone meal. Having the right tools is essential to make your container gardening experience smooth and enjoyable. Here are some basic tools you'll need. Watering can or hose for providing your plants with consistent moisture. A watering can. Why are these things so doggone expensive? I mean, I don't remember. I think I paid about $7 for this. This was on clearance at Walmart. I mean, they're $10, $15, $20. Why? It's just plastic. If I could make this, I would. Anybody has tips on where to get these a little cheaper? Please let me know. Please let all of us know. Hand trowel for digging and transplanting plants. Pruners or scissors for trimming and maintaining your plants. I'm a Fisker fan. These little snips or pruners, they are phenomenal. I use them especially when I'm pruning my tomatoes. They're sharp, they stay sharp. I've had them all 3 years. Well, this is my 3rd year having them, and they've stayed sharp, so I'm a big fan of Fiskars. That's Fiskars. They're tools. You'll pay a bit more, but remember that adage, you get what you pay for? Same thing with that soil. The Fox Farm and Happy Frog soil is a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for. Gardening gloves to protect your hands while working with soil and plants. Get a good pair of gloves. Get more than one pair. Your hands are going to get dirty regardless, especially in your fingernails, but the gloves will help quite a bit and minimize some of that dirt, because I hate dirty hands. Plant labels to keep track of what you planted and where. Plant labels. Get them and use them. Don't be like me. I'm stupid. I have them. I don't use them. So then when I go around and look at my garden, I don't know what anything is unless I've grown it before and I recognize it. So I end up using my, app. It's called Picture This. And I take a picture of it and it tells me what plant it is. Only thing I hate about that app, or I shouldn't say hate, but dislike, is if it's a seedling, a lot of times it gets the wrong plant. It'll name something, I'm like, I didn't plant that. But as the plant matures, it'll be able to tell you, oh, it's definitely a coleus or a marigold or a petunia. But I need to start using those labels. Don't be like me. Don't be stupid. By selecting the right plants, containers, soil mixes, and tools, you'll be well on your way to creating a thriving container garden. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. Tips that will ensure your container garden thrives and flourishes. These tried and true techniques will help you overcome common challenges and achieve a bountiful harvest. 1. Proper watering techniques. One of the most crucial aspects of container gardening is ensuring your plants receive the right amount of water. Containers tend to dry out faster than traditional garden beds, so regular watering is essential. The key is to keep the soil consistently moist, but not waterlogged. Water your plants thoroughly until you see water draining from the bottom of the container. This ensures that the entire root system is hydrated. In hot weather, you might need to water your plants daily, while cooler temperatures might require less frequent watering. Using a self-watering container can also help maintain consistent moisture levels. 2. Sunlight needs. Most plants grown in containers need plenty of sunlight to thrive. Aim to place your containers in a location that receives at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day. If you're growing plants indoors, position them near a sunny window or consider using grow lights to supplement natural light. Be mindful of the specific sunlight requirements of each plant, as some might prefer partial shade. Rotating your containers periodically can ensure even light exposure and prevent your plants from leaning towards the light source. Something else you need to do is rotate your pots, both inside and out. Just a quarter turn. Do it. No big deal. And with my green stalks, it's easy to rotate those because I have them on the spinning apparatus. So a couple times a day, I'll just come out, do a quarter turn on them. 3. Choosing the right plants. Selecting the right plants for container gardening is essential for success. Opt for compact or dwarf varieties that are well suited for containers. Herbs like basil, mint, and parsley, as well as vegetables like cherry tomatoes, peppers, and lettuce are great choices for beginners. Flowers such as petunias, marigolds, and pansies add beauty and color to your garden. Always check the plant's label for information on its growth habits and space requirements. Now, when you're picking your flowers, you need to pay attention. Are you buying an annual, which is only going to be good for this year that you're planting it, or a perennial? It'll come back every year, depending on your zone. And let me tell you something. I'm in zone 6A. So I buy some perennials, and they say you need to dig them up sometimes, like elephant ears or canna lilies or stuff like that. I'm going to tell you something. I didn't dig that stuff up, and I'm going to show you what happened. Look at this beautiful canna lily. I planted it last year, and I was supposed to dig it up. I didn't, and look at it. But again, it didn't get that cold here last year in zone 6A, which is unusual, but, well, actually, it's the usual. It's become the norm now because of global warming. Don't let anybody tell you there's no global warming because it is. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not an expert gardener. I'm learning as I go. This is only my 3rd year gardening. I learned by watching YouTube videos. I learned by just trying things. I didn't dig up that canna lily, and you see it's thriving. So it's really all about Mother Nature. Let me tell you something about her. She's going to do what she wants, when she wants, but only if she wants and the way she wants to. That's just how it is. So don't get frustrated. Don't get down on yourself when you try something and it doesn't work out. Just learn from it and try again, try something else different, and go from there. 4. Soil and fertilization. Using high-quality potting mix is vital for container gardening. A good mix should be well-draining and rich in nutrients. To keep your plants healthy and productive, incorporate organic compost or a slow-release fertilizer into the soil. Additionally, consider using liquid fertilizer every few weeks to provide a nutrient boost. Be cautious not to over-fertilize, though, as this can harm your plants. Now, you also have to feed your plants, okay? And I'm a big fan of organic gardening. I try not to use any pesticides or harmful chemicals. I don't grow a lot of foods to eat, but I grow a lot of flowers, and I want them to be as healthy as possible. So, why use chemicals if I don't have to? This is what I feed my plants and vegetables. It's Neptune's Harvest. It's a fish fertilizer, and it's a liquid, and you just mix it in with your water when you're feeding your plants. Now, you want to be careful. You don't want to feed them too often because you'll kill them, you'll burn them. But you do need to feed them, at least I would say once every 2 weeks. And again, do your research on whatever you're planting and growing, and it'll tell you what it needs and when it needs it. So don't forget to feed them. I have since learned, since I switched over to Happy Frog and Fox Farm soil, they make their own kind of fertilizer. So I think next year I might give them a try. I have plenty of that Neptune Harvest, so I don't want to try it this year. But I'm going to try the Fox Farm brand next year, and we'll see. 5. Pruning and maintenance. Regular maintenance is key to keeping your container garden in top shape. Prune dead or yellowing leaves to encourage new growth and prevent disease. Pinch back herbs to promote bushier growth and prevent them from becoming leggy. For fruiting plants, removing excess blossoms can help the plant focus its energy on producing larger, healthier fruits. Back to my lovely petunias. You do have to deadhead these. And I know it's awful, it's painful, at least for me, when I'm pinching off the spent or dead leaves, but you have to do that. That'll promote more beautiful leaves to come through. And all you have to do, if they're spent like this and kind of drooping, is you just pluck them. And I do this every day. And I've been doing that, and look especially how these pink ones have been just thriving. I'll let you get closer so you can see what some really spit flowers look like. And the petunia. And if there's any leaves that are brown, not doing so well, I get rid of those too. And I don't do this first thing in the morning, because some of them, they kind of like, for lack of better words, they go to sleep, kind of. And then they wake up and they open. So I wait till around 1, 2, maybe 3 in the afternoon. I'll take a break and I'll come out here. It doesn't take a long time to just go around and prune them. And then with the leaves that I pulled off, sometimes I drop in place and use it as mulch in the garden, or I just put them in the trash. Choice is yours on that. And 6, pest control. Container gardens can still be susceptible to pests, but there are natural ways to keep them at bay. Inspect your plants regularly for signs of pests such as aphids, spider mites, or caterpillars. Introducing beneficial insects like ladybugs can help control pest populations. You can also use homemade insecticidal soap or neem oil as a safe and effective treatment. Now, unfortunately, you're going to come across pests in the garden. Depending on where you live, deer, rabbits, raccoons, birds. And talk about fighting the rabbits. I had to cover with a mesh netting all of my large sunflower seeds that I planted because the rabbit was getting to them and eating it. I also had to cover my baby watermelons here. Again, the rabbit came and ate a whole plant. I'm going to show you one of my rose bushes. And you can see the damage that the bugs have done to the leaves. And they do this every year. But what I did this year is I sprayed it with neem oil. And it's a lot better than it was. I'm going to show you on the other side my rose bush that really was damaged. This poor rose bush was just ate up. Look, there's hardly any leaves left. But it's actually bouncing back because I sprayed it with some neem oil about 2 weeks ago. And I'm getting some more growth, some new growth on it. Because before I sprayed it, it was all looking like this, just bare. All the leaves had been eaten up. And you can still see some of the bare spots, but it's coming back. But again, Mother Nature's going to do what she wants to do. Because despite all that damage, look at the beautiful blooms on it. By following those tips, you'll be well on your way to mastering container gardening. With the right care and attention, your small space can become a lush, productive garden, providing you with fresh herbs, vegetables, and beautiful flowers all season long. Did you find this video helpful? I hope you did. And if you want to learn more about gardening, cooking, baking, please subscribe to the channel. Also, like this video and leave a nice comment. Let us all know how you are using container gardening. Let us know if you're a beginner or if you're an expert, and give us some tips. We can all learn together. And again, family, thanks so much for joining today. Happy gardening with Buffy. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.